Hello everyone! How are you? My name is Teacher Feliza, your teacher in TLE ICT 6. I am here to guide you in your lesson. Please be sure that all your attentions are with me, there were no distractions, and you have with you your self-learning module. Are you ready for a new lesson? Let's get it on! Have you tried to make your masterpiece? What are your hobbies? Where are you good at? Did you know that your hobbies, interests, and expertise can be your stepping stone to put up a small business that can produce simple products? Who knows in the future that you can be a great entrepreneur? I know that you were surprised yet excited to know more about it. But before we proceed to our new lesson, let's have first our pre-test for me to know if you have an idea about the topic that we are going to discuss. Let's start! Letter A. Directions. Choose your answer from the word inside the box. Write your answer on the blank. Number 1. It is something that is manufactured following a process, grown or nurtured. It can be a service or an item in order to be sold for a profit. What is it? Number 2. Systematic determination of a project's grade, merit, or significance using criteria governed by a set of standards. Number 3. The cost required for something. Number 4. It is one of the important factors to be considered in producing products as it ensures the quality, freshness, and safety of the product. It should be attractive to encourage people to buy your product. Number 5. It is a guide that includes the specific tasks and goals to be achieved, identifies needed resources, and timelines for completion of a project. Wow! I know that you are doing great. Let's move on to letter B. Letter B. Directions. Identify simple products that can be produced out of the following materials. Write your answers on the space provided. Number 1. Old used car tires. Number 2. Plastic bags. Number 3. Plastic bottles. Impressive! I know that you give your best answers. Let's proceed to letter C. Listed are pictures used to produce a simple products. Can you identify them? Number 1. I'm a seat suspended by ropes on which someone can sit back and play. You can always see me in children's playground. What product am I? Number 2. I'm a sweet Filipino dessert made of milk, sugar, and eggs. What product am I? What a great start! You were so amazing! Now let's have a review or looking back from the previous lesson that you had when you were in grade 5. I know you can nail it! Study the picture and put your answers on the space provided after each question. Number 1. What are they doing? Can you tell their hobbies or interests? Number 2. What product or service can they produce? Reminder, answers must be in a complete sentence. You impressed me so well. You proved to me that you learned a lot from your previous lesson. Very good! An ideal entrepreneur desires to establish business that will be able to produce simple products. As a grade 6 learner, you may start with your favorite hobby or interest. It is easier to work on something that you are already passionate about. There will always be a demand for products that will satisfy a person's basic needs, such as food, clothing, and shelter. Aside from food, DIY or do-it-yourself products made of recyclable materials can be done. Before doing your product, you need to have a project plan, a guide that includes the specific tasks and goals to be achieved, identifies needed resources, and timelines for completion of a project. The following are the parts of a project plan. First is the name of the project. It is also known as project title that describes the whole project in one sentence. Next, objectives. A specific result aimed to achieve within a time frame and with available resources. And the third is materials. It refers to all commodities or components which are consumed or used in the process of project making. After that is the sketch or drawing. It is part of a project plan showing the overall appearance of a project. Then, procedure. It is the order of the steps to be taken to create the project. Lastly, evaluation. It is the systematic determination of a project's grade or significance using criteria governed by a set of standards. Now that you have an idea, let's have the activities. Activity 1. Directions. Given are pictures of simple products that you can create. Identify the materials needed to produce the product. Choose from the list inside the box. Number 1. Pastillas. What are the materials needed? Number 2. Puppet. It's fun making a puppet. Do you know what do we need to make that? Hmm? Number 3. House. Based on the picture shown, what are the materials do we need to have? We are done with activity number 1. Let's move on to activity number 2. Directions. Create a project plan of a product made of any recyclable materials. Any simple product is acceptable as an answer. I will give you time to accomplish this activity. Here is the activity evaluation or rubrics for that. Are you doing great? Now we are on activity number 3. Direction. Create your homemade cloth face mask with built-in strings by following the steps. What are the materials needed? We must have an old clean t-shirt or other clean cloth material. Scissors. Ruler or tape measure. Needle and thread. Procedures. Number 1. Using a ruler or tape measure, start at the bottom of the t-shirt and measure 7 to 8 inches. Number 2. Cut up and across. You will end up with a big rectangle. Number 3. Cut 4 strings of cloth measuring 6 to 7 inches in length and 1/2 inch in width. This will be the strings to be attached to the mask behind your head. Number 4. Sew the strings by needle and thread to the top and bottom ends of the cloth mask. Number 5. Tie the strings around your neck and around the top of your head. Here is the activity evaluation or rubrics for that activity. Remember, starting with hobby or interest is fine. Taking on something that you are really enthusiastic about is simpler. There will always be demand for goods that meet the basic needs of an individual, such as food, clothing, and shelter. You have to properly use your materials to avoid wastage. Expenses are part of a business. You have to ensure the quality while maintaining affordable product. Lastly, you must create a project plan before you do any product to give you a guide on what you are doing. Now let's proceed to check your understanding. Directions. Read each statement. Choose your answers inside the box. Write your answer on the space provided. Number 1. It is also known as project title, which describes the whole project in one sentence. Number 2. It is the order of steps to be taken to create the project plan. Number 3. It is a specific result aimed to achieve within a time frame and with available resources. Number 4 is the systematic determination of a project's grade or significance using criteria governed by a set of standards. Number 5. It refers to all commodities or components which are consumed or used in the process of project making. Number 6. Part of a project plan showing the overall appearance of a project. We are almost done in this lesson. We are now on the post test. Inhale, exhale, and smile. Directions. Arrange the correct procedures in creating a homemade cloth mask by writing numbers 1 to 5 on the space provided. Tie the strings around your neck and around the top of your head. Cut up and across, you will end up with a big rectangle. Cut 4 strings of cloth measuring 6 to 7 inches in length and 1/2 inch in width. This will be the strings to be attached to the mask behind your head. Using a ruler or tape measure, start at the bottom of the t-shirt and measure 7 to 8 inches. Sew the strings by needle and thread to the top and bottom ends of the cloth mask. Good job, kids! We are on the last part of your module. Can you give your reflections? Number 1. Directions. Take time to reflect and answer the following questions. Write the answers on your notebook. First, what is the most important concept you learned in this lesson? Second, what did you discover about yourself as a learner in this lesson? Third, how will you share this learning to your family and friends? Last, how will you apply what you have learned in the future? Take time to reflect and answer the following questions. Let's go now to reflection number 2. What products can you make with the following recyclable materials? Number 1. Old shoes. Number 2. 1.5 liters plastic bottles. Number 3. Old newspapers. Finally, we are done. Congratulations! You did a great job! I hope that everything you learned about this lesson will help you in your everyday living. Don't forget to apply it. Again, I am Teacher Feliza, your teacher in TLE ICT 6. Living a quote, go with the flow, learn to love, and accept the changes because no one will be left behind. Until next time, bye!